Each year in the early spring, an all but forgotten miracle of life plays out. It's as old as time, and perhaps even more mysterious. And it happens in our own backyard.
So it's a little known secret, but if you can locate a heron roost this time of year, late March, you got half the battle won. So I've been hearing the herons at night making a ruckus. You can hear them now. And that's the first sign you always look for in this whole process. And things are always tied together, sometimes in ways that we don't understand. Usually on the tallest ridge, you know, the tallest trees on the tallest ridge in an area is where you'll find them. There they are, right there, top of that tree. And now you can see the evidence on the ground. That's heron poop. They're in this area. There's one. Bringing back some sticks for the nest, I see. But the run is on the way. Whenever you see that, the run is on the way. Now I just got to get to the closest creek. But I'm coming down my big hill here. It's another thing about the early spring. It's a great time to scout for deer. I'm on this massive deer trail here, kind of running the ridge halfway down. It's good information for next year. Okay, so I've come off the big hill and I've got my the big creek right here on the edge of my property. See if I see any signs, what I'm looking for. Everything's looking good. Let's just head up a little further upstream. So the first time I had ever walked my property, when I first came to check it out, I found these two rocks here. That's Pete's rock and that's Ryan's rock up here. Right here by the creek, kind of in a little valley here. It's a pretty cool little spot. Every kid needs to have their own rock. Let's keep going a little further. I know of a side creek I think I can get up on that's gonna be the perfect location. I actually just saw a great big old turkey here. There it is. Okay folks, here we go. This is the size stream I'm looking for. This is the little creek on the property. And we're just gonna follow this guy until I find a good spot. Now we're talking. It's looking perfect. These tight corners are perfect for what we're looking for. A lot of cover, kind of hidden. And what I need to do now is right in this area, I need to go up the hill, on the hillside where I can kind of observe. I want to be able to just see and listen into this creek from enough distance. Smells, not really that big a concern, but presence is bad. You don't want to be here when the run comes. So Conditions are perfect right now. It should be tonight, tomorrow, the next day. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, which is good. I just don't want to miss it. So let's get up out of here, get up on the hillside, and I'm gonna spend the evening just listening and watching. It's gonna be pretty cool. All right, this is the absolute ideal, perfect spot. Got a nice, deep, calm pool. Got some lowland areas with a little tertiary creek, a little ephemeral creek there that can feed it. Perfect nesting grounds. This is where I'm gonna set up. I know it's gonna happen somewhere in this 50 yards. So what I'm gonna do now is boogie up this hill and set up an S&O where I can just watch out of sight, not booger anything up, and see what I see tonight, and be ready. And how I approach this later is gonna be important. I may come off this bank. I may come out of the, right here out of the autumn olive. But it's gonna be good, folks. I'm excited. So let's get back up the hill here. Nothing yet. Get out of sight here.
I've been searching in the dark, trusting every clue I find. But the truth has not been told, 'cause every corner of these woods is hollow. I can't see in the dark.
So the soup is heating nicely. As you can see, got plenty of flame left. It's about halfway there on being warm. I've been nibbling on it. I've got my chamomile tea with honey. Decaf, of course. Probably not what you were expecting. Oh man, I gotta show you that. Look at that little bubble.
Sometimes light is breaking through, but my blinded eyes can't reveal an illusion.
And just having a little something warm just kind of changes your whole outlook. You know, I'm an observer of nature, and I study nature and I study patterns. It helps me in the fishing and the hunting and reading the river, you know, running the river in kayaks, whatever I'm doing outdoors, it all fits into patterns. And one thing I brought back with me from my time in Alaska was the salmon runs and the fishing I did up there with the salmon and the trout, and how all of the nature kind of revolves around that up there. It's really fascinating. Even the total health of the forest depends on the salmon run. I brought that knowledge and that understanding here to North Carolina to help me, and over the years I've developed a pretty amazing way to help you out. I know it's going to sound crazy, but you have to wait till late March, central North Carolina, and you wait for the Yukon run that comes up these springs, and you catch the queen. Hey guys, Pete here with the River Kings, and today I'm talking about the deck compass on my kayak and which one I use. Yeah.
I saw him in the creek!
Right now? Let's go. Oh, bring me the towel! I got it. It's a big one! Okay, I think I got her. I think I got her. Give me the duck.
Do another kick.
Oh, gotta be quick. Thanks. Perfect. All right. This is the biggest one I've ever seen. Oh, girl.
Okay.
Give me the rope. See if I can find a way to do this. Yeah. Got it. You ready? I'm gonna throw this to you, bud. Get right here on this point. Grab it, quick. You got it? Undo it. Come on. We gotta get it up here. All right, start pulling. Start pulling. All right. Good work. Woo. We caught the queen. Give me 5. Give me 5. Good work. Thanks for your help.
So wet.
Have we got everything? Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
All right. What do y'all have?
It is the hatch.
Hey, look, it's a baby whitewater. We got a baby whitewater, but go get it, Pete. Go get it. Don't let it weigh. Nice. Be gentle with it. Oh, look at that. It's a baby.
Look at it.
Oh, you can see where it just hatched. Yeah, the whitewater runs a little bit earlier. It this may have just hatched today, I think. What do you think about that? Yeah, girl. Oh, nice little whitewater baby. Don't let that thing loose. Put it in the helmet. That way it'll be safe. All right, so we got her down here on the bank. She fought a little bit. We just gotta get her up through the woods. It's gonna be kind of an all hands on deck. Gotta get that done. She's got eggs, so we're gonna try to get her in a place where she's comfortable so she'll lay those eggs. Oh, she's big. Just back up a little bit. I don't want her to kick that tail around and get you. Yeah, now that she's relaxed here for a little bit, I'm just gonna take the blindfold off and just give her some peace and quiet, and just let her kind of get used to her new surroundings. If I have to, I may bring Nana down here to help her feel better about everything. There you go. Ready, big girl? All right, I'm gonna step back real quick when I do this. Whew. Well, that's pretty much it for now. We've done the hard part. The next thing is to just leave her alone. I don't even want to go grab that duct tape just yet. She's kind of, we just need to let her settle down. But I've got good news, folks. The queen has laid her eggs, and let me show you the nest. Actually, I've got Nana. I've been putting Nana out with the queen, and today's the first day I've taken her off the leash. She's pretty much tamed up by now. They tame up quickly, and having a well-trained boat around will help kind of acclimate. But her nest got a clutch of 3 eggs this year. That's very cool. The eggs they kind of halfway cover them up, so we're just going to leave them like that. So they'll hatch out in just a couple days. Usually after they lay the eggs, really fast process. But yeah, this is a Queen Yukon. If I never showed it to you, it's very similar to a Yukon, which Nana's a Yukon, but she's a worker. Some of the trademark markings like the Prion, the HTP, and some of that, but you'll notice instead of Yukon, it's called an excursion, and that's the taxonomical difference if you're into scientific classification of things. Up front there, that's where the eggs are held till she's ready to lay them. So very cool. So that's Nana and the queen. So every year in the spring, I should have a clutch of eggs. I just need a male suitor. It's just been a good deal. Oh, speaking of the playboat, now that's the little yellow one Pete found in the creek. As you can see, it's a playboat. It's always sneaking up on me in the yard. Loves to play. He'll fetch ball with you. We've started to throw a throw bag to it so kind of get it trained up. And training your boat from an early age is very important. A lot of people just work on their own skills, but you got to get the boat ready as well. But there you are. That's the baby whitewater boat. And again, that run, the whitewater boats really never stop running. They kind of have a year-round season, but they do have a heavier run in the early spring. It seems like all the whitewater boats are out chasing up the streams in the early spring. That was lucky. We found it before it started moving off downstream. All right, folks, this is too cool. Almost unbelievable. Just about 30 minutes ago, my neighbor called me. Old Todd down there, and our properties border each other on the big creek. He walked up on this and called me, said, you got to get over here. So I came running, and I didn't have my camera, unfortunately, but I am super excited. We caught the queen. There was a big log jam that she wasn't able to get around after the water receded, so she was kind of stuck in a pool up there. That is very cool. So that's an unexpected bonus. Whitewater queen, that's a good 2 days. Now, just will warn you that these boats here are quite a bit more aggressive than your touring boats or your wreck boats, and they will put one on you if you let them have a chance. All right, buddy. We'll go out in the water soon. The whitewater queen I showed you earlier, right over here. Now, this is the funniest thing. She's tamed up real fast as well, but she's made the most curious partnership. She's been hanging out over here with the Mohawk Nova 16, which these two boats are about as opposite as you can ever get. That pedal boat is a weird boat. It just likes to sit there upside down. I think there might be something wrong with it. It just kind of doesn't act like a boat should act. Yeah, sometimes you see in your yard, these boats they'll start making friends and hanging out with weird. It's like something you see like a dog and a goat or something living together, but this is kind of the same thing. So she's doing well. They just kind of hang out here. Pretty cool. Got us a whitewater queen, and I know we'll go. Goodness gracious! That little guy right there is gonna wear me out. So what do you think about that? You ready for your brothers and sisters? This little guy, it's best to have a couple of them around because he is bored to death and got way too much energy. I'll be happy when these hatch. That'll give him something to do for a while. These really never grow out of that play phase. That's something to think about before you get one of these boats, is if you don't like to play all the time, this is really not, the kayak for you. They need a lot of time in the water. They have tons of energy, so you're going to have tons of energy. And they're not happy just kind of sitting there hanging out like some of the other boats out there. But that's what makes them unique, and they do what they do very well. So he needs some friends, so hopefully these eggs will hatch soon. And if you listen to them, yeah, they're not far, probably within the next day or so. All right, so it's been crazy. I had some footage of the hatching and everything, but I lost the SD card somewhere, unfortunately. But here you go. We have our little clutch of eggs all hatched out. But yeah, they've been having a big time. Goodness gracious. They come running in every time. Where are you going? So we got a mango, a pale yellow, and this nice green one here. The green one's a little bit of a runt. I don't know if you can see that. It's definitely a runt. But they've been having fun. As you see, they're playing with the play boat, and they're all they always hang out over here. They're still about halfway grown. Man, it's just going to be fun to see what they turn into. We'll check in more later. I'm just happy all three of them hatched and all three of them are healthy. All right, so it's been a little bit since the last video. Boats are all grown up. You see the mango one, the slightly paler, and then the green one that was the runt turned out to be a really pretty boat after all. Is that your favorite, Ryan? Yeah, that's a good boat. So, play boats, gotta keep your eye on him. He's actually relaxed today.
He's wild.
He's wild, isn't he? How wild is he?
Really wild.
Really wild? So it's just been a fantastic spring season. And if you're looking for something to do, locked up in your house for some reason, and you're starting to go a little crazy, pay attention to the secret runs out there. And what do you find, Ryan?
Kayak eggs.
Yeah, you kayak eggs, and then you have kayaks. So that's another way to help get more boats in your fleet. But the secret is you got to catch the queen. I'm Pete with the River Kings. Thanks for watching. Let's go kayak.